across the camera as Woodford attempted to make a break for it. His girlfriend could be heard pleading him to stop.
No, please, no, please.
The record will reflect that Mr. Woodford made an unsuccessful effort to escape.
Woodford's escape was unsuccessful. He was brought back into the courtroom by deputies and arrested. As Woodford was being ushered away, his girlfriend claimed she was pushed and her hair was pulled by a deputy during the scuffle. Judge Willett allowed her to address the court.
I didn't do anything wrong, and he didn't have to put his hands on me, period.
Okay, I've heard you.
But when she started throwing accusations at the judge himself, he lost his patience.
But you condoning that, right?
I'm not condoning any... No, wait a minute. Come back up here right now.
Okay.
Don't you tell me I'm condoning anything. I just told you what I observed. You made an effort to stop him from leaving. I appreciate that. But in the thick of it, when your boyfriend is fighting with deputies, people might get pushed out of the way.
Woodford's girlfriend faced no additional charges.
She tearfully leaves the courtroom moments later.
In contrast, Woodford faced an additional charge of second-degree escape on top of his 5-year sentence. While no one was injured during Rayton Woodford's escape attempt, what happens when an officer takes a nosedive to catch a convict? Like in the case of Nicholas Garrison, who was just sentenced for drug possession in Greenfield, Ohio. The 34-year-old was being prepped to be taken to prison when suddenly... Let's back up. 2 deputies were restraining Garrison to be taken to jail. However, as one of them turned away for a split second, Garrison bolted. He burst out of the courtroom and made for the stairs as a deputy took a giant leap to catch him. But Garrison managed to slip away and escape. He evaded police for a while before finally being captured at a motel 4 days later. He was later handed a 6-year prison sentence for his efforts. As for the daring deputy, he suffered 4 broken ribs and a concussion. While Nicholas Garrison's actions resulted in a deputy's hospitalization, what happens when an escaped convict causes a serious car crash?
Okay.
Like in the case of Cyrus Matthews, who is facing misdemeanor charges in Wadsworth Municipal Court in Ohio. The 19-year-old was just sentenced to 60 days in jail for a road rage case.
I'm sorry for, acting immature on the road. I understand that, being on the road, you do have other people's lives in your hand. And, I should have thought about that. Is there, any way that we could reverse this jail time?
Well, you see that man right there? That's Cyrus Matthews. And he just learned he's going to jail for 60 days. A road rage case. Nothing major in the grand scheme of things. But watch what happens when the gavel comes down. He just walks out. Straight past the judge, past the bailiff. He doesn't run. He doesn't sprint. He strolls, like he's leaving a grocery store. His girlfriend follows him out. They get in their car, and then they're gone. The police chase him. They're going 90 miles an hour. And then the crash. He slams into an innocent family's SUV. A mother, a father, a baby inside. You see him standing there after the wreck, looking at what he did. He's hyperventilating. He's screaming. He's saying, "I did this. Oh my God, I did this." And you look at that, and you think, this is the system we trust? This is the justice we are told is fair? A man walks out of a courtroom because there's no one watching the door, and an innocent family pays the price? We all knew this was happening. We all knew the system was broken. But the stories they show you on the news are just the tip of the iceberg. They don't want you to know how deep this rot goes. They don't want you to see the ritualistic failure that happens every single day behind those closed doors.
Earns them more jail time. What happens when a deputy with an iron grip prevents an escape? Like in the case of Derek Wright, who was facing speeding charges in a Louisville, Kentucky courtroom. The mood in the court was pretty chill that day.
Bacon fry? Yeah. Bacon fry done, and then kind of crumble it, and then you put it in.
Bacon makes everything better.
Oh, yeah. True that.
But as the judge was looking at his paperwork, Wright attempted to walk away.
Whoa, where are you going?
Where you going? No, not to the restaurant. No, have a seat. Okay. So I can't go to the restaurant? Okay. What can I make a call from my mom? In a minute.
It was discovered that in addition to his speeding charge, Wright had an outstanding warrant for domestic violence.
You can do it.
But
Wright believed there was some kind of mistake.
the case got dismissed. We're verifying it. I went to court for that Tuesday. It got dismissed.
Sir, I need you to calm down.
We always verify.
Yeah, but
If it's dismissed, you're good. If not, I'm gonna take it to custody.
I need to call my mama if I'm gonna get arrested because this is something new to me because this is the only thing that I was supposed to go to court for.
Eventually, it turned out the warrant was indeed active.
It's unsolved.
Now look at the case of Leonid Grezer. This isn't a man running from a speeding ticket. This is a Satanist, an 18-year-old on trial for murdering his sister. He covered her body with demonic symbols painted in her own blood. He said a voice, a dark voice, ordered him to do it. And there he is in court, smiling. Zero remorse. They put him in a glass cage to keep him contained. They thought that was enough. But this kid is not playing by their rules. He squeezes through the roof of the cage. He's trying to go up into the false ceiling to escape. Officers are grabbing his pants, trying to pull him back down. It takes half a dozen of them to stop him. This is the face of evil, and our institutions can't even keep him in a...
He faced additional charges of attempted assault and criminal mischief, and his bond was increased to $7,500. While Mario Guzman got his wife arrested for his attempted escape, what happens when officers come face-to-face with a Satanist? Like in the case of Leonid Grezer, who's on trial for murder in Russia. As per reports, the 18-year-old teenager his sister at their apartment in Moscow, claiming that Satan had ordered him to do it. Grezer was found with his sister's body covered with demonic symbols, painted with blood. During questioning, Grezer was seen smiling and free of remorse.
Зачем так с сестрой расправились?
Grezer claimed he had to kill his sister to get rid of his self-doubts.
Ну а что, должен зарезать ее, убить или как?
Нет, избавиться от сомнений.
От каких сомнений?
Себе.
Police also found drugs at his apartment, which may have been a factor, but Grezer said he was aware of what he was doing.
Зачем вы так с ней расправились?
Потому что я должен. Себе должен. Я должен так себе. Я осознанно это сделал.
In court, Grezer was put behind a glass cage to prevent him from escaping, but the defendant had other ideas.
Aren't afraid. They aren't scared of the consequences anymore. Why? Because the consequences are a joke. They know they'll get 3 square meals and a roof over their head.
Не лезь, не надо.
When his first attempt to escape was thwarted, Grezer took the high road.
Yeah. Слышь, какой?
He somehow managed to squeeze through the roof of the cage and tried to escape through the false ceiling of the courtroom. Stunned officers desperately tried to get to the escaping prisoner.
But look deeper. Look at the other case. Joey Watts. He just gets up and walks out. There's no court officer. Staff shortage again. He goes down the stairs, says hi to his family, and walks out the front door. The jury finds him guilty an hour later, but he's already free. They catch him the next day, but the seed is planted. The doubt is there. This is the breadcrumb. If they can't even keep a man in a room when a jury is deliberating his fate, how can you trust them with anything else? How can you trust them with your taxes, with your children, with your country? It's all connected. They can't manage a courthouse, and they expect us to believe they can run a nation. And finally, the quiet ones. The ones that show you the true depravity. Take the case of...
Okay. Sir, you need to calm down, okay? They're gonna go ahead, they're gonna execute this. They'll let you take some time to call your mom.
But Wright had other ideas. As he was taken to jail, Wright attempted to flee, but a deputy with a strong grip managed to bring him down. 2 more deputies ultimately subdued the situation.
Give me your other arm. I got it. Hold your arms out. 104, you can cancel that. We got it.
But it was not under control.
Quit fighting. Quit fighting.
Wright kept struggling until a deputy pulled out his taser.
Taser, taser.
We done? Are we done? All right, you all get you up. You're going to walk back there real nice, okay?
Wright was removed from court, and he was not a happy man.
Daniel Nicholson. He jumps over a glass dock in Australia. He injures 2 officers, a broken foot, a dislocated jaw. And what's the excuse? He was on drugs. A scapegoat. A chemical is to blame. Not his choices, not the environment that created him, not the cultural rot. Just drugs. They always blame the substances. But you and I know the truth. You and I know it's a spiritual sickness. It's a demonic sickness. They want to medicate it away. They want to talk about mental health, but they don't want to talk about the soul. Look at the fear in that courtroom. Look at the chaos. That is the legacy of a society that has turned its back on God. That is the result of a culture that celebrates violence and mocks morality. Justice isn't served by these courts. It's twisted. It's perverted. These people are not criminals in the traditional sense. They are symptoms. They are the fruit of a poisoned tree.
Take it off. Because they're trying to lock me up for 90 days and I have a whole life. So what happened? I tried to run my... Why? I don't know.
Matthews was further charged with aggravated felonious assault and sentenced to 425 days in jail. While Cyrus Matthews' courtroom escape turned out to be a painful lesson, what happens when a wheelchair-bound convict runs for his freedom? Like the case of Joel Delgado, who's being wheelchaired to court in Little Rock, Arkansas. Delgado, who was in jail facing burglary and firearms charges, had allegedly told police he wasn't feeling well and couldn't move his legs.
Fake illness or fake injury, that was most likely what happened.
Now, being wheeled into the courthouse, Delgado distracted the officer by saying he had lost his shoe.
What, a man down the stairs? Why does a...
Say, OJ. Hey, you see a shoe back there? Where is it?
However, what happened next is every law enforcement officer's nightmare. As the officer bent down to pick up his shoe, Delgado sprang up and made a run for it. The officer ran after Delgado, but he was nowhere to be found.
Oh, I'm gonna catch you, baby. I'm gonna shoot your bitch ass. Hey, can you call the police for me? Call the police for me. Hey, call the police. Call the police. What way it go?
Already without a radio, the officer had a hard time calling for backup.
Hey, Hook. The wheelchair dude got up and ran. Yeah. I couldn't catch his ass. And my radio was in the mother. I had my camera on though. He jumped the rail. It's on my camera, bro. Oh, what's that, man?
And while authorities saw the lighter side of things, Delgado was gone for a good few hours. He was later caught from the other side of town, charged with felony escape, and was once again put in a wheelchair.
The 41-year-old is being wheeled into an ambulance, claiming to be injured and unable to walk.
While Joel
Get thrown through a...
Eventually, officers were able to get things under control.
Grab the cops. Don't do anything silly.
The incident saw one officer suffering a broken foot, while another sustained a jaw injury. Nicholson faced additional charges of attempting to escape from custody and recklessly causing harm to a prescribed emergency worker. He later pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 21 months in prison. While Daniel Nicholson's actions could be blamed on drug use, what happens when a convict takes advantage of the law? Like in the case of 28-year-old Eddie Villalobos, who's facing a murder trial in Hillsboro, Oregon. In 2021, Villalobos was charged with second-degree murder after he allegedly stabbed a man to death. Now in court, about to stand trial, 2 deputies escorted Villalobos into the courtroom. His shackles were then removed because, under Oregon law, a defendant should not be restrained in front of the jury to avoid prejudice.
Breaking into a house and end up in the hospital? Why does an innocent family get mowed down in a car crash because a kid didn't want to serve 60 days? It's because the system is not designed to fix things. It's designed to manage dysfunction. And sometimes it can't even do that. They don't want you.